Are you also in the Meetup Discord thing, or just on whatever?
I can try that, but I'm afraid it's not
Literally.
gonna.
I'm gonna mute myself in the Discord, mostly because I'm
Okay,
already
it
here.
looks like.
Or if you want,
Like
I can video share the.
I don't have a link.
Here, check this out. Actually, let's drop.
Y'all hear an echo from my shit?
No, it's good.
Okay. Cool. All right. We ready to get started?
Yep.
Yeah, thrilled.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Well, in that case, we have officially started. So welcome everybody to the New Orleans Game Dev Meetup. Today is May 21st, 2020. Today we are going to be talking about the University of New Orleans Advanced Game Programming class. So very recently, we, the organizers, and some other industry professionals were invited to participate in the Advanced Game Programming classes like final project showcase. There were 3 games created during this semester. They had a pretty hard semester with all the bullshit that's been going on around the world. We won't really get into it because everyone knows about it.
Yeah, they probably had to make all this shit from home, right?
Yeah, so I would say probably the biggest change they did this semester is part of the curriculum enforced 2-week sprints, which I would say dramatically changed the output of the projects.
Cool. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, no, totally. Continue. Please continue, Curtis.
Yeah, so they had to work at home, and they had a lot of shit going for against them that I think, and I think the other organizers and everyone else here will agree that they did some pretty damn impressive work. As someone who helps organize Global Game Jam here in New Orleans, and is very familiar with getting a lot of work done in a very short amount of time, I think they put in some great work. And so we're gonna take some time to appreciate what they did. And go over UNO's game development program like as a whole. What's going to be very funny is this laptop only has one screen, so you're going to see everything I'm reading from about UNO's game development program. It's going to be pretty great. Unfortunately, Dr. Ben Samuel.
I hope it's as good as your what's your conference thing that you're like, this is totally not sponsored, but. For Revelry?
Yeah, we don't need to get into that.
All right, I want to repeat though.
Yeah. Not sponsored by Revelry, just saying. I do work for them. But Dr. Ben Samuel, I think he's the head of the game development program at UNO. I'm not 100% certain on that. My niece is currently standing on the sofa, getting in the camera. I don't know if she's doing that on purpose or not, but it's very distracting to me looking at the camera. But Dr. Ben Samuel was not able to join us tonight. Unfortunately, he is very busy. So he gave me some websites to read off of so you can get an idea of the game development program at UNO. So let's gonna check that out real quick.
All right, let's take a look at the trailer.
So the University of New Orleans has had a computer science program for a very long time. Previously, it was headed by Dr. Stephen Ware, who was regular to the meetup. Shout out to Steve. He's our boy. And I don't think it's a specific degree. I think it's what they call a concentration for the computer science degree. If someone who went to UNO is in the call and can correct me on that, I would love to.
It is a concentration. It is a concentration.
Okay.
Well, how about that?
Sweet.
Hopefully you have
so you don't get
a
better
degree
idea
of what
game
Quadras
development.
is now.
You get a degree in computer science with the concentration on game programming. My university, University of North Texas, had the same thing.
They also do the same thing with the art program as well, I think.
Okay, so they have a game art program. that coincides.
Sort of. I think it's part of their graphic design thing.
Okay. I think Loyola has their game development program, but it's a part of the school, the College of Arts or whatever. So they have this outdated page here on their website of old games. I actually remember Honest Abe being presented at the Meetup a few years ago in Reading Rocket.
Yeah. That was Honest Abe was my year's game. That was 2016.
Yeah, hot damn, that was 4 years ago. I'm getting old. His great school. Dr. Ben's great guy. He's very good spinning the yarn. Very entertaining guy, good presenter. I wish he were here, but he's not, unfortunately. So without further ado, I'm going to stop rambling, and we can take a look at these games. Do y'all have the stream up? I don't think I posted a link to it. Okay, well, whatever. So this first game is called Tarot. It's a very interesting platformer. So you're an archer, and you shoot an arrow to land on platforms and navigate through the level. If you can kind of think of Getting Over It by Bennett Foddy, it's got a lot of vibes like that, in that it's somewhat frustrating to be able to get through the level. I'm in particular not very good at it. If you're watching the stream and can see right now.
Can you link the stream?
Yeah,
is there a link?
Just see you in no stream.
Yeah, okay. This is very professionally done. I'm a professional and I'm great.
But we are now 3 months into this virus. Like,
I still can't schedule a Zoom call, so you can feel better.
Yeah,
everyone's breaking down 5 times yesterday.
It does. I consider it within normal operating parameters that not every meetup's going to knock it out the park, and I'm cool with that because I care about everyone here, and I'd rather us all be having a good time than getting 10,000 followers.
Yeah. What if we made it NOLA Game Dev Meetup Fest?
Hero.
What if?
Guys,
everybody loves a festival.
Hear me out. There's only 4 letters that people show up for: F, E, S, and T.
What was that? Huh? I'm in.
What? What?
I posted the link to the stream in the Meetup channel so you can all watch along with me.
Yeah, I can see it now.
Promotion. All right. There we go. All right, little buddy.
So here's Tarot.
Fine stuff.
There's no audio to it, but I think what they've got here is pretty solid. It's compelling, it's interesting, it's challenging enough that when you fuck up and fall, you go, okay, I'm not an idiot. I don't suck. I can do this, and you just want to keep going. Despite how long of footage that I have here for our meetup, I played this for 25 minutes, and a lot of it was fumbling around and being bad. And so I just cut that out. This is a very, very well-made game. What I thought was particularly interesting during their presentation is the way these levels are made. It's just like a text file, and they've got certain characters to signify whatever different ground parts. It's pretty cool.
They made an exciting. Is it an ASCII converter? Because it's basically just spaces and letters or characters that define the walls and the floors and stuff.
Yeah, I think.
I'm sorry.
You can win it. I did not win it.
I feel like that would work well in 3D.
Totally.
Be even more frustrating.
So this game right here.
Spin on the teleportation mechanic for VR.
Yeah.
Here, actually, let me. We were talking about Tarot while Quadrus was shown, so I'm going to roll this back a little bit. Quadrus was, I don't think any of them was the first, second, or third game. They were all made in tandem. So one of the other games made, Quadris. It's this sort of like Connect 4. It's got kind of like a casual. I hate saying the word casual game feel to it, but that's what it is. You
a leisurely puzzle game.
A leisurely puzzle game. I like that. We can go with leisurely puzzle game. So you get this grid, and you have to drag these things to the grid. When you match 4 of them together, they combine and make something new. So it starts off pretty simple. You have these hydrogen atoms. You merge them together to make stars. But as levels progress, you have more and more different recipes to make a lot of different shit. So here we have stingrays, which come together to make some fish I can't recognize. You have these mollusks that come together to make a squid. Squids come together to make an octopus. I'm not entirely sure how evolution works. I'm not a scientist by any measure.
This is like that town game.
What town?
Or Threes, or I'll find it for you. It made the rounds. It's by I think Spry Fox made it way back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, what's very cool that this in particular is like you can see in the goal. I have to make an octopus and this black fish. I don't know what kind of fish that is. But generally to make the evolutions, you just have to match 4 of them together. But to make this black fish, you have to have a shark, and then you surround it on all of its lateral sides and vertical sides with these other brown fish that I don't recognize.
It's like 2048. Is that what you were thinking of, Ben?
No, that's a derivative of Threes, which is also not quite what I'm thinking of. Hold on, I'll find it. It's close though. You're on the right track.
It's certainly got vibes like that. They've got like a very compelling loop. I played all 3 of these games. Well, I played these first 2 for about 20 minutes each. And they're very well done. But I'm gonna shut up until the next game because I think you get the point here, and this is just pure gameplay.
Also, Tripletown got a Kindle port. Play it on an e-reader.
All right, here's the third game. It's called Cat Noir. So you're a cat who has to solve a murder. And to do that, you do what cats do best by breaking shit in the house. I think the art in this game is spectacular. They've got this little intro cutscene. I don't even know if y'all can hear the audio on the stream.
Mr. President just got through, babe. Mr. President just moved the show.
I think we lost Curtis.
Right. Well,
or his audio, at least.
Well, why don't you, Curtis? How about I take over the narration and you can just hit play on the game.
It's
all right. So we got Cat Noir. You can hit the play button. There's a short animation that happens. It involves some audio and several characters. Basically, the cat watches a noir TV show or crime element, takes a nap, and then the owners are missing, and it devolves into kind of a point-and-click-esque. But what's really cool about this is both the art style and some of the core game loop. So there's, they did this whole art style, which looks 2D, but is actually 3D, with kind of the outline shaders and stuff with this weird perspective. And then when you put the hat on, it drops into black and white because that's noir, right? And then you can find blood, and people definitely got shanked at some point. Ben, please unmute yourself and help me out here.
I don't know. I wasn't there. I didn't play it.
All right.
I'm still laughing about what happened.
So
it looks very nice.
Yeah, this was actually one of the ones that a student pitched the project in the previous semester that we saw, and like it had a really cool core game loop, and it was more of a Detective Pikachu style thing. In the interviews later, they mentioned that they dropped the character, like the humanoid character, because obviously that would have taken a lot of time, but puts the hat on, changes the color scheme. Like it's very obvious that there's like thematic elements with the name. There's honestly one of my favorite things about this is how not correct the perspective is. It's probably my favorite thing about it because it's like all done and then kind of handmade, and I feel like that adds to the charm.
No, it looks nice.
Yeah, they also added cutscenes and like multiple little mini levels. It feels like a whole game.
I did have a question. Was it like separate teams, or did everybody work on everything?
No, there were 3 distinct teams.
Okay.
I know in some previous years they've had like art float between different projects and stuff, but that it didn't happen this year.
And how long did they have to finish these things? You said 2-week sprints.
Yeah, they did 2-week sprints through the whole semester.
Okay.
Because I think, well, to be honest, I'm not quite sure on that last point, because normally they've done like little prototypes at the beginning and then selected them.
Right.
But considering, I think 2 of the 3 projects were directly pitched the previous semester, I don't know if that section happened.
I think if I remember correctly, after quarantine started, they had 6 weeks. So these, I don't know if this is the result of like 6 weeks, 3 2-week sprints, or if they had been working on it previously for the, I don't know how long the college semester is. It's been a long time since I was in college. But,
he did.
UNOS. Sorry.
No, you're good. He did mention that they had to shift to online after the coronavirus. So I assume that the teams and the projects were already solidified before March. So if anything, they might have had like 4 weeks before they decided teams and projects.
Christian, as a alumnus of the UNO game programming course, do you have anything you want to share about your experience there? I don't think we have any of the people who worked on these games, so I think you're our best bet.
So usually the way we did, because it sounded like they did 2-week sprints, we did daily scrum meetings. It was very organized. Obviously, there's a new professor, so it's probably changed a lot on how they organize it. But I would say it sounds like the basics, like pitch at the beginning. Like when I did it, it was the first year they did it. So we all of us only worked on one project, and only 2 of us actually did the art stuff. And that's because it was programmers, it was computer science students only that semester. And I did the 2D art because I knew what perspective was. And we had, we had Ed, who is, I don't know how he's a software engineer, but he's also a 3D, really good 3D modeler. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's an excellent 3D modeler, and he was able to do 3D models. We had weekly sprints. We spent about 4 or 5 weeks prototyping stuff, each having like we had like basic assets done. We had and then we tried to work on a vertical slice, and then we had to keep scope. We didn't have scope creep, but we definitely had scope cutting, mainly because we way out scoped and from the beginning, so we kept cutting until we had the 3 levels.
Scope cutting is honestly probably one of my favorite moments.
So pruning game features, so the way we did it was we all had roles, so we each had 2 roles apiece. So I was art and design and game mechanic design, game design, mechanic design, narrative design, all that rolled into one with 3 other people. There were programmers who most only did programming and another role. We all had to take 2 roles. So there was design, programming, art, QA, and then there were other people who had management roles. And then I think it was actually fun or unusual because we also had 2 sound guys who were actually experienced doing sound effects and music.
Yeah, I believe last year they had more dedicated sound teams using like WYs and like audio engine plugins. And that's also a great contributing factor to the project.
Yeah. The year we did, one guy actually was in a band, so he actually knew how to record music and such. I'm trying to. Chris Toops was also there. Like he didn't actually do. He was actually the overall manager of the project, but he knew how to do. He was also a musician, so he actually knew how to do. I want to say he used Fruity Loops, and the other guy used Fruity Loops, and the other guy was actually knew how to do Farley, and actually could do Farley. Not Farley. He knew how to make sound
Chris
effects like Foley. Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna make a Chris Farley joke.
Oh yeah. Someone was a Foley artist and could actually make sound effects, so we actually had a bunch of people record stuff for bones breaking, all that whooshing sounds. It was actually it was a very unique thing. We tried to imitate a game studio as much as possible, even if we were doing academics work. We did daily Scrum, and we mostly tried to keep it agile, do an agile style of development. Sorry if I'm rambling. I'm trying to go through 4 years of Fog of Ages on this.
You're good.
Yeah, you're all good.
Let's see.
Were you in the group with Parker Sprouse?
Yeah, I think Parker was in our group. I'm trying to remember.
That's my boy. I went to high school with him.
That's the most New Orleans thing you could say.
Yeah,
that is true.
We had it was me, Robert, Chris Toops, Rachel. I'm trying to remember all the names. Just Ed, obviously.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, we tried to keep it as much as a game studio as possible, even though obviously, unless you're doing like a really small indie studio, you're not going to be in more than one role usually. And if you're in more than 2 roles, it's like you're a technical designer, so you're kind of like in between 2 different things, like disciplines. But the whole idea was to try to make sure we learned all the different things. It was a team-based exercise.
Anyone who has technical in their job title is really just a programmer. Technical designer, programmer. Technical artist,
technical artist.
Yeah.
Well,
it's true.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly,
technical artist. What?
That's you're a like programmer, but you started in something else, and you got frustrated with programmers, so you became a programmer.
You program the art things.
I mean that's how we all became systems designers. Like it was like that was everyone except Mike, but he was able to make art stuff, so it complemented his level design skill set. Would that make you a technical level designer?
No, it has to make you a designer artist. That's like a weird. Nobody except Mike has had that combo.
That's not true, because Naughty Dog does all their level design in Maya.
Just because you do, I don't feel like that's the same.
Okay, that's fair. He was making assets to put into levels. So
Yeah.
I don't know what that would be called.
I loved how he's like a frustrated boat designer, and so he would just put boats and trains everywhere.
Boats,
and dinosaurs.
That was more Sammy. Mike
Mike
was funny.
No, Michael made.
Yeah, I remember. I remember
the dinosaurs with the cylinder legs that actually worked.
And they stopped. Yeah,
and you could like he made Apex Legends before it was cool.
My favorite bit about Mike is like his childhood friend was like wanted to make video games, and Mike wanted to design ships, and so his friend grew up to be a ship designer, and Mike grew up to be a video game designer.
That's how the world works.
So yeah, that's all I have on the thing. I can think of other things, like we were basically graded on like, did we do our weekly tasks on time? If not, it was a 0 out of 1. I think there was like, I had the highest amount of actual assignments because I was building a placeholder asset, then a prototype asset, and then a full asset for 2D art all the time. So I had like the most like points out of everyone. So like, I think I ended up with an A, but I missed like deadlines in like 20 things. And I still somehow had an A on the art side.
Well, at least the project finished. So
yeah,
Curtis,
no, that's the whole point, though.
Was there anything that you wanted to wrap up on for the UNO game dev projects?
No, there was not. So, with that being said, thank you, Christian, for sharing your experience with the program. If you're listening into us via the YouTube and you're not watching this live and you're watching it, some other time, just to let you know, these meetups happen on the third Thursday of every month. You can join in on such a masterful production like you've seen here tonight. With all goat-based interruptions aside, I'm going to conclude the meetup for the night. Get the fuck out of here. Sorry, I'm talking to good. I'm going to conclude the meetup. If anyone has any lasting words, I advise you to say it right now before I press the end stream button.
Yes, I do.
Goodbye, Mr. President.
All right. Obviously, we are not able to meet up in person. We will continue to evaluate that as we deem that, as we continue. Obviously, New Orleans is in phase 1 of its coronavirus rollout. We'll look at meeting. It would be great to at least have one meetup by the end of the summer. But again, we don't want to cause anyone harm, and we don't want to start a mask requirement that people then decide to riot against. So we'll see how all that fares. If you do want to keep up, please feel free to join the Discord. I have posted a link of it in the YouTube thread or the YouTube chat. But yeah, we appreciate you taking the time to tune in with us, and we'll be around. We do every Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Ben posts a hack night. If your name isn't Ben, you will probably get muted forever. But it is a good time, and I recommend you come and hang out. That's pretty much all I got.
I'm pretty sure the video description will have the Discord invite.
Fantastic.
I'll update it if it doesn't. So it will indeed have a Discord invite. So there's no reason for me to be unsure about that.